This is QiQ, the question in question. Brought to you by TherapyBites Art Lab. Here to take a bite out of modern-day pseudo-psychological psycho-malarkey. Now entering the Art Lab studio Today's T-Ballers, a collection of fellow strugglers, confronting personal challenges, navigating precarious relationships, and tackling trauma. Humans like each of us, juggling difficult human emotions, each here with unique life experiences, lived stories, and questions we'll bite into that just might help you too. And now, entering the Art Lab studio for the 9,880th time is the host of TherapyBites QiQ, Doc Heath.
Hey T-Ballers, welcome to QiQ for this evening, and for those of you who are watching the replay, we welcome you too. You can't win prizes through the replay, but you can get a lot of psychologically nutritious information, and that, after all, is why we're here. Let's go ahead and jump into the game board, and you know the rules of the game. Your job is to pay attention to the category chosen. There, of course, is a Psy coin amount that you can win. And what can you do with your winnings? Well, you can add them up. You can keep them. You can actually turn them back in and get some great merch from the TherapyBites store. And we have all these categories here: Couch Crumbs questions, creature feature, social media smackdown, where I have these debates with folks that disagree with me. It's not so hard to find those folks. Fresh from the Therapy Couch, FFTC, Couch Crumbs, that's our newsletter, and Neuro, and that is our Psych Secrets. And the question this evening comes from, just to get us started, from Social Media Smackdown. That's right. And we will go to the question here, actually the answer. Gosh, I'm getting it a little bit backwards here. We give the answer first, and then your job is to guess the question that someone asks us, and that's where we get these answers, these items. Our folks ask us questions, we provide the answers online, and then your job, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to guess the question and provide that in the chat. And once again, we thank you guys who are joining us after the fact. I know that 7 o'clock Central is a busy time with family goings on, and we don't want you to miss your family time for QiQ or anything, but you can go back and grab the replay. This is a disempowering, oh, by the way, it's for 400 Psy coins. From Social Media Smackdown. I get lots of debates about this particular topic because lots of folks believe in it to their detriment. It's something that will run your life off of a cliff. Answer: a disempowering, overused social media meme that mistakenly promotes that others are able to control what you're thinking, especially the belief that other people have the power to make you think that you're crazy. And the clock is running. And again, thank you guys for being here. If you know the answer, I just gave you the answer, didn't I? Just dropped the question in the chat. And I know there's a delay, but I try to give us about 60 seconds. And if you don't get it, that's okay. We still hope that you benefit from the psychologically nutritious information. And this is just one of those things to help people understand that you should be very, very careful with what you get from social media. And the answer, once again, a disempowering, overused social media meme that mistakenly promotes that others are able to control what you're thinking, especially that others have the psychic, mystical power to make you think that you're crazy. And what might that be? Thank you guys that are on Facebook and that are also on LinkedIn. We're streaming through Twitter as well as through YouTube, and we don't have any correct questions just yet. We have a few seconds left, and we go on to the next topic there. The question is, what is a myth of, drumroll please, gaslighting? Yes, that's thrown around a lot, but just think about it. How can somebody have the power to make you think something about yourself that you choose not to believe? Take your power back. And yeah, that's a great question, great answer there, William. Thank you for that. But the correct question here is, What is the myth? Yes, gaslighting is a myth. It's also a movie, I think, that came out in, what was it, the late 1940s? But be careful with that. That's a very sabotaging thing to think. And let's go back to the board. And we're going to take this question from Fresh from the Therapy Couch. Fresh from the Therapy Couch. And this will be for 600 Psy coins. And this is a very interesting one. The answer is deny, defend, deflect, dismiss. The question in question is, well, what is the question? We'll be right back after this to see if anyone got it right.
You are a fellow human struggling with difficult emotions, a fracturing relationship, parenting problem, mental health difficulty, have a psychotherapy from hell story to tell, or a challenging life experience question, and would like to share your story by stepping up to bat as a T-baller. Either register by texting QiQ to 1-870-686-4196 and join our Therapy Bites community, or send a postcard with your name, address, phone number, email address, and age to the address on the screen. Therapy Bites QiQ, P.O. Box 1391, Jonesboro, Arkansas 72403 1391.
Oops, sorry guys. Thank you, William. I put it on mute. I put it on mute when I try to cough. But this item comes from Couch Crumbs newsletter, and it's for 200 Psy coins, and the answer is every other Friday. Every other Friday. The question in question is, well, yeah, that's it. What is the question? And let's talk about while we're waiting on the proper question here. What about the Couch Crumbs newsletter? You guys can subscribe to that. All you have to do is text your email address to 1-870-686-4196. That's 1-870-686-4196. And we would love to have you aboard for the Couch Crumbs newsletter. The answer for 200 Psy coins is every other Friday. And since we don't have questions, our time has run out here. And the proper, and I think I may just start putting in here times up. Oh, somebody's saying that we don't have sound. Testing. We should be good to go. Hopefully you guys have sound. Time's up. And the proper question is, of course, when is the Therapy Bites newsletter published? The Therapy Bites QiQ newsletter is published every other Friday, and we look forward to you guys subscribing. It's absolutely free. We like to pack it with psychologically nutritious information every other week just for you guys. And I'm going to type here, how's the sound? And hopefully we're having sound. I put that up on the screen there, so if we don't have sound, you can tell me. But we have a little bit of technical difficulty every now and then, but we're hoping that it's working at this point. Okay, let's go back to the game board. And this comes from the category of neuro. And we also call that Psych Secrets. The answer is the myth that a lack of balance of these in the brain is what causes depression, anxiety, and other difficulties. The myth that a lack of balance of these in the brain is what causes depression. Oh, yeah, thank you, William. I appreciate the feedback. No pun intended, sound feedback. Get it? For 800 Psycoins, the myth of lack of balance in these in the brain is what causes depression and anxiety. And we will be right back after this.
If you plan on being in the local area of your podcast player app and would like complimentary tickets to the Therapy Bites QiQ Art Lab studio audience, please search Therapy Bites on your device and just smash that subscribe button. Your complimentary ticket grants you access to alerts so you'll never miss a show.
And welcome back. The answer for 800 Psycoins from the Psych Secrets Neuro category. The myth of lack of balance of these in the brain is what causes depression, anxiety, etc. And let me put my times up. Notice there for everybody, so anything comes after that won't count. And the answer is, what is a chemical imbalance? The problem with that is that how would that be tested for? I have lots of people that come and they say, hey, doc, I have a chemical imbalance. I will share with them, look, if you said that your blood sugar was high or low, we could use a glucometer or send you and get an A1C, which is an average of blood sugar over the past several months. If you said your temperature's high, we could pop a thermometer in your mouth. If we were talking about heart rate, we could use a stethoscope. Blood pressure, we could use a sphygmomanometer, blood pressure cuff. But there is no test for a chemical imbalance. If a medical professional is telling you that, they do not know in this regard what they're talking about. That is a myth that has been widely debunked, but it still persists. And let's go back to the board and see what we have coming up next. And this particular question is from Couch Crumbs question, CCQ. It is for 600 Psycoins, and the question is, or the answer is rather, cogito ergo sum. Cogito ergo sum is the answer, and we will be back right after this and see if anyone got the proper question.
Premier accommodations for our T-Ball contributors provided electronically by the luxurious Art Lab Studio, overlooking the steaming cesspool of pseudo-psychological social media psychomalarkey and located in cyberspace on your favorite podcast hosting platform, where we invite you to the most psychomalogically thrilling podcast in town, while you feast on our award-winning psychologically nutritious buffet of Therapy Bites cuisine, conscientiously cooked up by your hard-working T-Ball team chefs.
goodness, I keep on pressing that button and I lose sound. But thank you guys for joining us. The answer was leads you to focus on only one aspect of a situation while being blinded to the others. And the question was, the correct question before we took our short break a while ago, was what is the underthinking ant? And the underthinking ant is a graphic we created to explain the psychological concept of an ant who's looking through a telescope, ignoring all the other important aspects around. And thank you guys for joining us. We have a new podcast episode coming out tomorrow morning. Hope you enjoy that. You can follow along on most any pod player that you choose. But thanks for being here, and we'll catch you next time on The Question in Question.
Next time on TherapyBites Art Lab QiQ, Doc Keith and T-Ball callers face off against steaming piles of pseudo-psychological psychomalarkey directly from your favorite social media platforms, or perhaps from the psychotherapy couch of a pill-pushing, emotion-demonizing, bobble-headed, woo-woo clinician who fed their kooky Kool-Aid to you. This is Art Potto speaking. TherapyBites QiQ is a Dr. I'm a Freudnot production. Distributed by the TherapyBites Art Lab Podcast.